What's up YouTube? Welcome to the channel. My name is Fareed, and in today's video, I want to talk about a new Dapp that's just been released on the Cardano blockchain that's going to allow for us to tap into the liquidity of our NFTs. Lending Pond is a brand new Dapp that just launched on the Cardano blockchain that aims to fill the gap when it comes to lending and borrowing, as well as accessing liquidity through the use of NFTs. Lending Pond brings DeFi utilities to NFTs by facilitating the borrowing and lending of ADA through the use of NFTs without the requirement of any KYC or credit checks. Lenders of the protocol are able to loan out their ADA to other members in order to receive an interest payment on their loan, while borrowers are able to tap into liquidity that would have otherwise been locked into their NFTs. Now that we understand how Lending Pond works, let's jump over into their website to interact with the protocol. In order to access the app, we're going to navigate to lendingpond.app. From the front page of their website, we can read more about how Lending Pond protocol works. There's also an FAQ and a partner section, and I do believe that they'll be collaborating with Sunday, and so they'll be accepting Sunday tokens as collateral moving forward, but you can also lend or borrow directly from the front page of their website. Now, before I jump into the lending and borrowing aspects of the protocol, I do want to quickly highlight some of the features that you want to keep in mind when you're borrowing or lending using the Lending Pond app. As I mentioned earlier, if you're a borrower using the Lending Pond platform, there's going to be no KYC or credit checks required. However, as a borrower, you will be required to collateralize your NFTs in order to receive your ADA loan. Now, once you actually pay back your ADA loan, your NFT will be returned back to you. As a lender, you can earn interest by loaning out your ADA to borrowers. One thing to keep in mind when it comes to lending ADA is that you always want to request an over-collateralization of the NFTs before issuing your loans. This basically means that before you loan out any of your ADA to anybody on the platform, that you make sure that the NFT that you're going to be receiving in exchange for your ADA is worth more than the ADA, just in case the person receiving the loan chooses to default or is just not able to pay that ADA back. This is going to be done in order to protect yourself as a lender. You're never going to want to lend out ADA in exchange for an NFT that's worth less than the ADA that you're giving out. If that were to happen and the borrower were to default or not pay back their ADA, you would technically be stuck with an NFT that's worth less than the amount of ADA that you originally loaned out. With that said, there is a 2% interest charge that the lender must pay, which ultimately goes back to the Lending Pond platform. Next, let's talk about how we can actually lend and borrow using the app. So in order to do that, I'm going to scroll all the way back up to the top here. Now, I already have my wallet connected, but you can connect your NAMI or your Eternal wallet by using this drop down here. Once you have your wallet connected, you can then click on either of the options. For now, we're going to start with the borrow option. So if I click on that here, that's going to load all of the assets within my wallet. For now, all I have is an ADA handle. But if I had any additional collateral or any active loans on the Lending Pond platform, I'll be able to see them here in these sections. If I go back into my asset and I actually select my ADA handle, I'm going to get a new pop-up screen here where I can see my NFT, and I can also set the duration of the loan value, and the interest that I'm going to be paying back on the ADA that I'm going to be loaned. So here in the duration dropdown, I can select my duration of the loan. So we can see here we have the option for 2 days, and then anywhere between 1 week all the way up to 5 weeks. For now, I'm just going to keep this at 2 days. Right below that, we can select the loan value. And so this is how much ADA we actually want to receive for our NFT. So let's say I want to receive 100 ADA. And then let's say that I want to pay back this loan at a 5% interest rate. I could then just pop that in here just like that. And I can click on list NFT to list my NFT to any lenders. We're going to give this a second here to load. And from here, I could actually sign my transaction. And again, my loan would then be listed out and broadcasted to all the lenders. Since I'm not going to actually be filling this out, I'm going to go ahead and cancel. And that's really going to cover the borrowing aspect of things, if I jump into the lending aspect of the app, we can see all of the current pending loans. And so these are all NFTs that people are willing to collateralize in exchange for ADA. And so as we can see here, for example, we have this Clay Nation pitch, which they're requesting a loan of about 3,000 ADA at a 5% interest rate. And they would like to pay that ADA back in a total time span of about 5 weeks. Now, personally, in my opinion, I don't think that this is a good deal because this is not an over collateralized loan, an over collateralized NFT. And so what I mean by that is that Clay Nation pitches right now are trading, I believe, with the floor of about 500 to 600 ADA. And this person here is requesting 3,000 ADA. And so let's say that I actually lent them out the 3,000 ADA and they, for some reason, were not able to pay that ADA back. I would be able to keep their Clay Nation pitch and they would basically keep the ADA. However, since the Clay Nation pitch is worth less than the ADA that I loaned out, I would actually be losing out as a lender. So that's what I meant by the over collateralization of the NFTs when I mentioned that earlier. I hope that that's kind of clear. So just keep that in mind when you're a lender. If I scroll down here, we can see some other loans here. Here we have a Pavia plot, which again, this is under collateralized. I think these are trading right now at about a 300 or so ADA floor price. So let's see if we can actually find a decent loan here as an example. So far, I'm not seeing anything that's solid. And actually here, so this is a pretty decent loan. And so here we have a Boss Cat NFT, which they're looking to receive 1,900 ADA for their Boss Cat, which is right about the floor price of the Boss Cats. And so there's not much risk here if they keep the ADA or if they default on the loan. But they're looking to pay back 6% in interest over a 2-week period. And so if you have the ADA available and the risk is right for you, you could potentially loan out your ADA to this person, receive the 6% interest rate, or potentially receive their Boss Cat NFT, which you could potentially sell for ADA if they default on that loan. The last thing I want to talk about are some of the partners of the Lending Pond protocol. And so from their partners page, we can see that they are partnering up with the Ape Society, which is one of the top CNFTs right now on the Cardano ecosystem. They're also going to be partnering up with Sunday Swap, and I believe they'll be accepting Sunday tokens as collateral. And so Sunday is one of the top dexes as well within the Cardano ecosystem. They're also partnering up with Ada and Vedas, Atlantic, Chilled Kongs, J Crypto, Cardano Thor, Lazy Llamas, Ugly Bros, and the list goes on. I think you guys kind of get the point. And so with that said, that's really going to wrap it up for today's video on the Lending Pond platform. Again, this is going to allow for you to tap into the liquidity of your NFTs. If you found this video to be helpful, please make sure to tap that like button. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. And if you have any questions or comments, please make sure to leave those down below. I'll see you guys in the next video.